بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now we are going to complete what we had studied last time about the different aspects of metabolism and metabolic rate, what's meant by calorie, and we had finished what is known as the caloric value of food. Before we continue, we have to know that, or have to remember that calorie, it is the amount of heat energy required to elevate the temperature of 1 gram of water 1 degree centigrade. Kilocalorie, it is the amount of heat energy required to elevate the temperature of 1000 gram or 1 kilogram of water 1 degree centigrade. Kilocalorie is referred to as kilocalorie, K capital, C small, or C capital. Okay. Now, last time also we studied what was known by the caloric value of food. What is the meaning of caloric value of food? I'm going to bring a known amount of food, a known weight of food, 1 gram of food, and I will oxidize it. Okay, using oxygen. So what is constant now is the amount of food, 1 gram of food. This gram of food will be oxidized either inside the body, physiologic caloric value of food, or outside the body, physical caloric value of food. Okay? If you oxidize it inside the body and outside the body, for case of carbohydrates and fats, the caloric value is the same. The physiologic is the same physical. Inside is the same as outside. For carbohydrates, it is 4.1. For fats, it is 9.3. However, the condition is not the same in case of proteins, because the physiologic caloric value of proteins is less than that physical. Why? Because inside the body, proteins are not oxidized completely. Why also? Because the complete oxidation of proteins would, or the full oxidation, will result in formation of toxic acidic compounds, which will result in severe drop in the pH, which is incompatible to life, incompatible with life. Okay, this is the caloric value of food. Remember, in case of caloric value of food, the constant value is the amount of food, 1 gram of food. What is the amount of oxygen used to oxidize? Not important. What is important is a fixed amount of food, 1 gram of food. Okay, now let's move to another point, which is the energy equivalent of oxygen. The energy equivalent of oxygen. What is meant by energy equivalent of oxygen? Here, I am not going to fixate the food. Here, I am going to fixate the oxygen. I am going to use 1 liter of oxygen. I'm going to use 1 liter of oxygen to oxidize a food substance, whatever it is, carbohydrate, fat, or protein, and I will calculate the amount of heat energy liberated, which is called the energy equivalent of oxygen. So energy equivalent of oxygen, also it is the amount of energy, heat energy liberated when I use 1 liter of oxygen by the body for oxidation of a type of food. Here, what is fixed is oxygen, 1 liter. And oxidation occurs inside the body. It does not have physiologic and physical, because in case of energy equivalent, one of the conditions is that it is by the body. It is by the body. Okay? Okay. What is the energy equivalent for carbohydrate? مهمة جدا جدا جدا. وعليك رقم حفظ MCQ. It's 5 in case of carbohydrate. It is 4.7 in case of fats, and it is 4.6 in case of proteins. For mixed diet, your diet does not contain carbohydrates only, fats only, or proteins only. It is a mixture of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So in mixed diet, the energy equivalent is الرقم ده حفظ زي اسمك. تنسى اسمك، ما تنساش الرقم ده. Your name, but do not forget this number. the energy equivalent for mixed food, the energy equivalent for mixed food is مين شاطر يكتبه؟ مين شاطر يكتبه؟ ما يكونش نايم. مين؟ ايوه برافو عليك يا امتنان، شطوره يا بابا. فين بقيه الناس اللي نايمين؟ طيب تمام. This is the energy equivalent of food. Now let's return to the definition which الله. شوف البنت كتبت، شوف امتنان كتبت ايه، شوف امتنان كتبت ايه، كتبت 4.8 calories C capital. بسم الله ما شاء الله، بسم الله ما شاء الله. هاي هاي. طيب what is meant by metabolic rate؟ كل ده we didn't mention the most important thing which is the metabolic rate. What is the definition of metabolic rate? Metabolic rate, it is the amount of metabolism that occurs in the body per unit time. This metabolism is expressed will appear هيبان عليا على هيئة ايه؟ will appear in the form of liberated heat which will appear in the form of released heat from the body. So it is the amount of heat energy liberated from the chemical reaction per unit time. unit time المستخدمة اللي استخدموها علماء التغذية for metabolic rate. Nutritionists used the hour as a fixed unit of time. So what is the definition of metabolic rate؟ بالنسبة للأخت اللي بتكتب one of the أسئلة اللي جاية في الامتحان is define. What is metabolic rate? It is the amount of heat energy liberated from chemical reactions per unit time اللي هي hours. Okay. How can we measure metabolic rate? Metabolic rate can be measured either directly or indirectly. Metabolic rate can be measured either directly or indirectly. What is the definition of metabolic rate? It is the amount of heat energy liberated from the body per unit time per hour. Excellent. So I'm going to place the person inside what we call direct calorimeter, which is in the photo. Calorimeter is a form of closed insulated room. This room contains a pipe, lead pipe خرطوم من الرصاص, contains water. This water of a known temperature is of a known temperature and a known volume. This water is of a known temperature and a known volume. There is continuous supply of air and the continuous drainage of carbon dioxide. Okay, inside the temperature, inside this conditioned room. This individual, to measure his metabolic rate, is to be completely undressed, completely naked, undressed inside the room. Why? Because the heat is liberated from the body surface. And this person either staying silent or doing activity, the same. If you would like to measure metabolic rate under activity or metabolic rate under resting condition. Okay? Heat liberated from his body, his or her body. This heat will be transmitted to the lead pipes. And this lead pipes temperature will raise. This will raise the temperature of the water inside. At the end of the hour, the unit time for measurement of metabolic rate, at the end of the hour, I'm going to calculate the metabolic rate of this person using the following equation. Metabolic rate for this person using the following equation. Metabolic rate measured directly equals volume of water multiplied in the temperature difference of the water before and after the hour. Before and after the hour. This is called direct calorimeter. Is direct calorimeter something advantageous, something good, something applicable? No, it's not applicable. It's nonsense that everyone wants to calculate his or her metabolic rate to stay for an hour in a closed room, naked, this is disadvantageous. Though the metabolic rate is measured by this method is very accurate, it is only used ايوه هي دي بقى الام سي كيو. It is only used for research purposes. It is only used for research purposes. Where am I? Where am I? The definition of metabolic rate, it is the amount of heat energy liberated or released from the chemical reactions by the body per hour. The amount of heat energy liberated could be measured directly or indirectly. Directly by using the direct calorimeter. This is like we have described, and by using the equation we have just mentioned, and it is disadvantageous. Is there another way to calculate? Is there another way to calculate the metabolic rate? Okay. Can anybody tell me what is meant by energy equivalent of oxygen? ممكن حد يقول لي ايه هو الانرجي equivalent of oxygen؟ يا هلا الله، يا بنات، الناس اللي نايمة، حد يعبرني طيب. amount of heat liberated. yes ايه والله منايمين. from 1 liter of oxygen. The amount of heat energy liberated from using 1 liter of oxygen to oxidize food substance. لا اله الا الله. ليه يا بابا؟ ليه ديبريسد يا ريان؟ لا حول ولا قوة الا بالله. ليه يا بنات ديبريسد؟ نوقف التسجيل شوية. ليه ديبريسد يا بابا؟ بس يا بابا، بس خلاص ان شاء الله باذن الله في البريك. والله بوعدكم، والله بوعدكم. لا بس خلاص ده كلام. لا والله ابدا، هتكلم معاكم ان شاء الله باذن الله بعد ما التسجيل في البريك نحل المشاكل دي. طيب احنا كنا بنسال على الاماونت اوف الانرجي equivalent of oxygen. قلنا it is the amount of heat energy liberated when using 1 liter of oxygen to oxidize food substance by the body. حلو. كانت كام؟ مين شاطر فاكر الرقم؟ كانت كام؟ كانت كام؟ ها؟ مين شاطر فاكر الرقم؟ كانت كام؟